In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use your thermostat so you can keep your place as warm as you like or as cool as you like, whatever your comfort level is. I'm going to be demonstrating using this Nest thermostat. This is kind of the more modern style, but conventional thermostats work very similar. This one just happens to have more buttons, bells and whistles, but for the most part, most thermostats do all the similar functions. But with these Nests, you change settings by either pushing it in, and then you rotate the wheel around it to get to your different options. So here we're going to go here to the mode setting, and when you click that, pushed it in to click now, I can select whether I want to turn on the heat or the air conditioner for the cooling. I can set a range between heating and cooling and turning it off and going to the previous menu. So first off, how to turn on the heat in the furnace. So I'm going to select that, push it in. Okay, and right now it's telling me that the heat is set to 72 degrees. So if I want to get this place really hot, maybe 72 is too cool for me. Let's say I want to set it to 75. I would just set it there to the number 75. Press it in, and it's done. So it would be clicking on. So you got to give it a second or two, a couple of seconds, so that the thermostat will send a signal to the furnace to turn it on. And I can actually, you may be able to hear a little bit some faint noises in the background of the furnace kicking on, and it's going to start blowing hot air in here. Now, let's say it's a hot day, and instead I want it to cool the place down. I'm going to turn the wheel to cool. Okay, now right now, for whatever reason, it's set to 55 degrees. I was just testing this out. And you probably heard there the noise right now. I just turned it up a few degrees, 58, but you can hear the AC going on. So I just push the button in. Now the AC is turning on because the setting is so low. But that setting is quite low. I think I'm going to maybe turn it up, maybe somewhere close to like 72 here. Okay, so those are how to turn on the heat, how to turn on the AC. Now, some thermostats have a setting where you can set a range, and that's this one, heat to cool. So right now it's set up for a range between 64 degrees and 78 degrees. Now let's say it's a particularly cold, we're experiencing very cold weather, and you want to be a little bit more energy efficient. So I'm going to select the heat here so I can turn it down. I don't know, say maybe to let's say maybe to 59. Let's say it's very, very cold weather, so then I have it set to 59, so that means the furnace won't turn on unless it gets to 59 degrees on a very cool night. Now, same thing for the cooling. Oops, let me go back. So for the cooling, same right here. Right now it's set up so that the AC kicks on at 78, but maybe that's too hot for me. So maybe I want it to turn on, let's say at 73 degrees. I set it to 73, press to set. Now it's done. So now it's set up so that the furnace, the heat will kick in at 59 degrees, and the AC will kick in at 73 degrees. So those are some of the main settings. Another important setting is the fan. So the fan, you typically don't want to mess around with the fan, because the fan is just going to blow whatever air is in there. So it's typically always set to off. But once you click it in, actually let me go back. There's the fan. Okay, and it's turning right now because I'm just playing around with it. The AC is going on. Otherwise, it would say that it's off. But the nice thing about this particular thermostat is that it gives you a timer here to where the fan turns off. And this is very important because if you manually turn on the fan, then you have to remember to turn it off. Because if you don't turn it off and the fan is just constantly running, what it'll do, it'll actually run cold air into some of the mechanical systems, and it can cause condensation in there, and it can actually damage the airflow system in there, and it can be a very expensive, and you don't want to be responsible for damaging the system there. It can be very expensive. So you typically just want to set the fan to auto, or even just not at all. But once it's turned on, you can see this one has a little graphic there showing that the fan is on, and so that's how that one works there. So here I'm going to set it off so that it's stop the fan, and there it is. The fan is just turned out. The little graphic is gone. So those are the main settings. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to the mode and turn it off. Turn it to the off position, and there it is. The system is off. And there you go. And that's some basic settings, basic functions of your thermostat. And like I say, conventional thermostats have similar functions as well. And we'll have another video here for on how to operate a conventional thermostat. But it's pretty much this similar type of situation.